Hello. I'm sorry if I woke you. I was trying to be quiet. You're up earlier than normal. Is anything wrong? Oh, that's nice. Have you found yourself enjoying this new morning persona? Well, it may take a few days to get used to, but getting up earlier is one of the first steps to begin. Do you want conversation, or should I just keep an ear out to make sure you haven't fallen asleep in your breakfast? Go ahead and start getting ready. I'm just reorganizing these papers a bit. Got a little lost in thought, I suppose. I know that's a terribly strange thing for me. Oh, nothing so dramatic. It's all rather boring details, but those can be the most important. I'd like to think with the number of years between all of us in the coven, we'd not need to worry about small loopholes or petty squabbles, but I suppose while some of us live for eternity, a few do live for spite. I never said any names. What are your plans for the day? What does this new early morning roommate have in mind? That sounds nice. Was that the motivation behind it, or were you just feeling a change in the air? Not at all. Variety is important, and you never know. You might find out that you like it. Or you could hate it, but then you've only lost a week and you can return to your bed. I never really minded the shorter daylight hours when I was human, to be honest. I liked the snow too much. Well, I didn't like traveling in the snow, but I loved trying to take pictures of the snowflakes or of the snowball fights my brother would start. It always felt like we had a bit more permission to just be. No significant farming to be done, no light to be working ourselves up past bedtime with. Everything gets quieter for the most part. But I also grew up north of here. A few snowstorms, no more than other winters. I always found the snowstorms interesting. They leave these fluffy messes of snow piles, yet they can crush cars and all other matters of hazards. No more perilous than other seasons. I suppose you don't get them in the summer, but you do have wasps then. I don't think anyone likes them, but anyway, to your point, I do tend to like shorter days of wintertime, more now especially with the freedom it gives me. I can go visit shops that are usually closed or spend more time with you and Gigi. Well, Hope is always here, so I don't really count her, no. Her schedule doesn't really change. She usually tells me to go places to pick up new decorations since I can go to stores. If anything, she tries to get me out of the house more than I tend to go. I don't have any places in particular, really. I'm busy enough as I am without adding in field trips, but occasionally I get a desire to go visit someplace. Don't we all desire an indulgence or fond nostalgia once in a while? Perhaps a less disastrous craving. I've seen you eating that, and take it from someone who drinks blood, it's a bit frightening. Though I suppose I can't fault you, since I've seen how some other vampires feed. And it's probably where all those books get ideas. Can you believe that Lady O'Reilly brought a blood bag to the old mill where we were talking with the contractors? It was embarrassing and an absolute headache to try and cover up. Luckily, I've learned from experience, so I had some extra thermoses and made her use one, but you can imagine what the contractors were thinking when she just opened her purse and pulled out a bag of a dark, mysterious liquid that had the appearance of a blood bag. I made up a lie about it being a new brew bag style for teas. I don't think they wanted to believe the alternative, so they were happy to just accept a semi-plausible, if a bit doubtful, option. Oh yes, do you remember about how we were looking around for the next set of historical buildings to renovate come spring? The old mill is one of them. We actually did work on it about 30 years back, but when we turned over custody to one of the preservation nonprofits, they shut down not a decade later, so it hasn't been as well maintained. It wouldn't be too much of a fix, and Simmons used to work there, so he's been campaigning quite hard to get us out there for it. Oh, the council has dozens of buildings they want, some not even in town, which is just... I don't know what they want me to do about the buildings. We would need at least a week to just even travel to. I don't get paid enough to deal with that. With my luck, they'd come with me. They're all micromanagers, especially with places that they've got an attachment to. Still, we put them all on the list, get estimations, do cost analysis comparisons. Then we vote for favorites and check the budgets to maximize our impact. Yes, all the good stuff. I do love my spreadsheets. I'm a bit partial to one of the old farmhouses. It used to be the center of an apple orchard, and I think it could be nice to get the orchard back into shape along with the building itself. It's a bit outside of our usual, though. I have no former knowledge of it. It just reminds me of my grandparents' home. There is a vampire in one of the neighboring covens who used to be a farmhand there, and he seemed interested in helping with the restoration, so I'll probably be picking his brain about what it looked like and what we'd need to do for it. There could be ghosts. I haven't seen any yet, if there are. You have to remember that Hope, while an exceptional person, of course, is a rarity for ghosts. They don't always take a physical form. especially not fully human as they were before. The energy doesn't just get preserved like that without intention behind it. Hope may not have an intention for her afterlife that she shares with us, but she's got plenty of intention behind staying manifested in her full form. It's partly why she isn't always visible or seems to be around. She uses up a lot more energy when she is. Think of it like generating a higher quality image. It takes more power and focus, meaning that she can exhaust faster. Oh, if you ask her, she'll merely claim she got bored, but she and I have been together for a long time. We know plenty of truths about each other, and probably more than either of us would like to, but I suppose that's a hazard you risk when you share your home and lives with those you care about. I'm sure we'll get there, don't worry. Or maybe do, I suppose. Anyway, back to the topic about ghosts in historic buildings. It's a bit of a gray area. It depends on who the ghost is, for example, and if they're manifested enough to make a fuss, and whether or not they're from the same time period as the home. It can be understandably a headache to get a modern ghost to accept that you're reviving a historical place instead of modernizing it to their time. Or if they didn't actually live there, then we have to be careful about just accepting their words of what it looked like and make sure it's accurate, not just building their own dream home. I think it would be a very odd TV show when you wouldn't be able to see anything. It'd be the middle of the night with people talking to the air about interior carpeting. I'll bring it up at the next meeting for sure. I can think of quite a few who'd like the limelight. But considering the blood bag incident, perhaps not. I don't think the old apple orchard my grandparents had is around anymore. It was likely sold in parts and turned into neighboring houses and tidy lawns. The Depression was hard for continuing to hold such large pieces of land and all the workers to tend it, though they did their best. I do have a lot of keepsakes, mainly pictures. My photo fiend habits started young. I must have dozens of pictures of the orchard. No, not all by my hand. I would have been too young for the most part, and I joined the Red Cross fairly quickly when the war broke out. Most of them were from other photos that they'd taken of the place. It was used in an advertising campaign once. I used to cut the ads out of the newspaper. I'm sure it's still around here somewhere, probably up in the attic with the usual suspects of my collection. It's easier to keep them than the buildings, after all. Other keepsakes? I'm not sure. Probably some of my grandmother's kitchen supplies, small apple peelers they used to make us do as children to keep us busy and away from the actual equipment, things like that. It's probably about time I tackled the next pile. so if I find any of it, then I'll call you up. I keep too much of it anyway, especially after all these years, but I just love them so much. True, we do have the room, somehow, with the lot of us in here. Who said miracles never happen? What? Well, I guess it's partially my fault to be delaying your getting up early plans, so I will excuse myself and let you get to it. Don't fall asleep in your food, and have a good day at work.